To understand the concept of e-governance, firstly, we need to understand what does the term governance implies. Governance is the exercise of political, economic, and administrative authority to manage a nation's affairs. It is a complex mechanisms, processes, and institutions through which citizens and groups articulate their interactions, exercise their legal rights, and mediate their differences. So basically, in the most simplest term, governance is what a government does. Now, what is e-governance? The E in e-governance stands for electronic. Thus, e-governance or electronic governance implies the application of information and communication technology to government functioning. According to the World Bank, e-governance refers to the use by government agencies of information technologies such as wide area network, internet, and mobile computing that have the ability to transform relations with citizens, business, and other arms of the government. Therefore, e-governance refers to the use of technologies to enhance government efficiency, transparency, accountability, and services and information delivery. And moreover, it fosters citizens' participation in a democratic process. It includes three components: e-administration, e-services, and e-participation. E-governance is basically a move towards smart governance. Let's understand what does these acronym SMART implies. Simple, meaning simplifications of rules, regulations, and processes of government through the use of ICTs and thereby providing a user-friendly government. Moral, that is, connoting emergence of an entirely new system of ethical values in the political and administrative machinery. Technology interventions improve the efficiency of anti-corruption agencies, police, judiciary, etc. Accountable, facilitating design, development and implementation of effective management information system and performance measurement mechanisms and thereby ensuring accountability of public service functionaries. Responsive, streamlining the processes to speed up service delivery and make system more responsive. Transparent, bringing information confined in the government documents to the public domain and making processes and functions transparent, which in turn would bring equity and rule of law in response of the administrative agencies. India is a nation that has a significant number of people who are below the minimal socioeconomic benchmarks. Therefore, the Government of India recognizes that e-governance in the context of developing countries provides an excellent opportunity for improving governance. It uses it as a trigger for administrative reforms, and these changes could not only go a long way in improving the quality of life of these sections of society, but could actually provide them more access to economic opportunities than ever before. The government views e-governance as a strategic tool for transforming governance and improving the quality of services provided by the government to its citizens. E-governance is now mainly seen as a key element of the country's governance and administrative reforms agenda. The Government of India aspires to provide governance that is easily understood by and accountable to the citizens, open to democratic involvement and scrutiny. A citizen-centric governance that will cover all of its services and respect everyone as individuals by providing personalized services. And to provide an effective government that delivers maximum value of taxpayers' monies, quick and efficient services. Therefore, the Government of India views e-governance as a vehicle to initiate and sustain reforms by focusing on three broad areas, that is governance, public services and management. In governance, by promoting transparency, people's participation and promotion of a democratic society. In public services, by efficient, cost-effective and responsive government, convenient services to citizens and businesses, greater citizen access to public information and accountability in delivery of services to citizens. In management, by simplifying efficiency and accountability, managing voluminous information and data effectively and information services and secure communication. History of e-governance in India. In 1977, the National Informatics Center was set up as first major step towards e-governance. In 1980s, computers were used for word processing, but this use was confined to only few organizations. Later, with advancement of technologies, the government started use of ICT for some of the processes such as tracking movements of papers and files, monitoring of development programs, processing of employees' payrolls, etc. In 1998, a national task force on information technology and software development recommended the launching of Operation Knowledge to universalize computer literacy and spread of the use of computers and information technology in education. In 1999, a separate Union Ministry of Information Technology was created. It must be noted that the first among the all to use ICT was the tax administration departments at the union and the state levels. They used ICT to have better reporting systems, preventing leakages and faster processing of returns, following which many departments of the union and the state government began adopting e-governance initiatives. In 2006, the Government of India formally launched the National E-Governance Plan, which included National Optical Fiber Network. The current government is focusing upon Digital India Initiative, which is a program with a vision to transform India into a digitally empowered society and knowledge economy. Digital India focused to make government services available to citizens electronically by online infrastructure improvement and also by enhancing internet connectivity. Stages of e-governance in India. E-governance proceeded through the following phases. The first phase, computerization, was characterized by the use of computers in a large number of government offices. The second phase, networking, in which few government organizations got connected through a hub which facilitated sharing of information and flow of data between different government entities. Online presence. In this phase, the government entities began to maintain websites containing information about the organizational structure, contact details, reports and publications, objectives and vision statements. And then the online interactivity. In this phase, the online interaction began between the government entities and the citizens. It also minimized the scope of personal interface with government entities by providing downloadable forms, instructions, acts, rules, etc. There are mainly four types of interactions in e-governance, that are government to citizens, government to business, government to government, that is inter-agency relationships, and government to employees. The Second Administrative Reforms Commission has explained the above four types of interactions in e-governance in its report entitled Promoting E-Governance, the Smart Way Forward in 2008 in the following manner. Firstly, government to citizens. In this case, an interface is created between the government and the citizens which enables citizens to benefit from efficient delivery of a large range of public services. This expands the availability and accessibility of public services on the one hand and improves the quality of services on the other. It gives citizens the choice of when to interact with the government, that is being available 24 hours a day or 7 days a week, from where to interact with the government, example service center, unattended kiosk, or from one's homes or workplace, and how to interact with the government, example through internet, fax, telephone, email, face-to-face, etc. The primary purpose is to make government citizens friendly. Secondly, government to business. Here, e-governance tools are used to aid the business community, providers of goods and services, to seamlessly interact with the government. The objective is to cut red tape, save time, reduce operational costs, and to create a more transparent business environment when dealing with the government. This initiative can be transactional, such as licensing, permits, procurement, and revenue collection. They can also be promotional and facilitative, such as in trade, tourism, and investment. These measures help to provide an environment to business to enable them to perform more efficiently and more friendly with the government. Next, interaction is government to government. In this case, information and communications technology is used not only to restructure the government processes involved in the functioning of government entities, but also to increase the flow of information and services within and between the different entities. This kind of interaction is only within the sphere of government and can be both horizontal and vertical. Horizontal in between different government agencies as well as between different functional areas within an organization. And in case of vertical, between national, provincial and local government agencies as well as between different levels within an organization. The primary objective of government to government interaction is to increase efficiency, performance and output. And the next interaction is government to employees, in which the government is by far the biggest employer, and like any organization, it has to interact with its employees on a regular basis. This interaction is a two-way process between the organization and the employee. Use of ICT tools helps in making these interactions fast and efficient on the one hand and increases satisfaction levels of the employees on the other. Objectives of e-governance: to build a well-aware, conscious and informed society. E-governance is oriented to provide every information and details to the people. This is because only well-informed individual can build a well-informed family and society, which in turn can make a government responsible and accountable. To ensure greater and better interactions between the government and the citizens, e-governance aims at building a feedback framework to get feedback from the people and make the government aware of people's problems and difficulties. The physical distance between the government and the public has been reduced. To ensure more people's participation in a democracy, e-governance is oriented to respond and promote democracy and to ensure more people's participation in decision making and power sharing. To ensure transparency in the governance, e-governance ensures transparency by making all the government data and information available to the people for access. Transparency largely lowers the corruption and builds confidence in administration and the government. To make the government accountable and responsible, it facilitates the government to be more answerable and accountable to people and nation, which reflect through policies of the government, which are more user-friendly and more transparent. To reduce the cost of governance, e-governance saves both time and money by cutting down expenditure on physical delivery of information and services. The cost of physical communication and stationery is also saved. The concept of e-governance in India has been developed and built on the basis of the following fundamental themes. To develop technical infrastructure across the country, it includes developing technical hardware and software and faster connectivity options like faster broadband connection, wireless networks such as 3G and 4G. It also includes public, private and individual participation. To develop an institutional framework or potential, it refers to training of government employees and appointment of experts. Government has targeted to better utilize the intellectual resources of the society, and it has decided to equip the department in a high-tech manner with the help of a special monitoring team. To develop legal infrastructure. To facilitate the application of e-governance and modern technologies, government has formed legal infrastructure and amended many laws which are conducive for e-governance. Government has initiated e-judiciary, e-court, and has set up special tribunal to monitor the matter related to ICT, cyber laws, and IT Act 2000, which are operative. To ensure more transparency online in information, the different departments and ministry of the government have their website and latest information uploaded on them. Its purpose is the access to information by wider group of people and more democratization of the society. To popularize e-governance in society. Since only the limited number of people are illiterate, government is promoting the people to go online for information and details. Gradually, the number of users are increasing even in rural areas. to promote e-governance through center and state participation. In the federal system of India, government is promoting e-governance with close cooperation with center state, interstate and interdepartmental relationship. For this purpose, government has created National Citizen Database. Besides this, it is very important for the government to set up a uniform national standards to be followed by all the government and its agencies. Now let's solve some questions. Match the following e-governance projects with their respective state governments. Within the following options, the correct option is option B. So we have e-Seva projects launched by Andhra Pradesh state, Bhumi project by Karnataka state government, Gyandoot project by Madhya Pradesh state government and Friends project by Kerala government. Now the question is, the National E-Governance Plan contains how many mission-made projects, MMPs? The options are 26, 31, 33 or 42. The correct answer is 31, option B, in which total we have 31 MMPs, which are divided as the central have 11 MMPs, deals with banking, income tax, insurance, passport, pensions, e-office, etc. While 13 MMPs are with the state on agriculture, commercial tax, e-district, employment exchange, municipalities, e-panchayats, police, road transport, health, education, etc. The remaining 7 MMPs are the integrated MMPs like e-biz, e-codes, service delivery gateways, Indian portal and etc.